Yo, good morning, everybody. So, a little different setting, a little different environment for this morning's, nutrition and life talk. So, I'm wearing a shirt today that says hashtag 2590. And every time I've worn this, I've had people ask, what does 2590 mean? So, we're going to break this down just a little bit about 2590 means, but then also how you can put it into your life. So, we hire a company, there you go, called Loud Rumor, and they're a fitness marketing company. They work with, hundreds of studios all around the country. Obviously in 2020, working with the fitness industry was dire, I'm sure, with so many going out of business, so many having to be at half capacity or quarter capacity and stuff. So what they put out for a challenge for fourth quarter of 2020 to really break into a great 2021 was to increase by 25% in 90 days. So the increasing by 25% in 90 days is a philosophy I'd never heard of. Mike Arcee, the owner and creator of the program there, he put it into perspective of if you just continuously made progress and you continuously made progress, like how cool would it be to make 25% progress in 90 days? So anybody who knows me, I'm a competitive person. It doesn't matter if it's throwing water bottles in a garbage can after a boot camp workout, or if it's, a race or push-ups or whatever. Like, I like to compete. But I'm also extremely competitive with myself. And so this is where I saw this as being a cool opportunity. So when they first put the, announcement out there about 2590 and all this stuff, I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, I don't compete for anybody else. Like, I always do these things for myself, for my family, for just really more than here, because I'm competitive. And so we didn't turn in our stats. We didn't do any of our stuff, whatever. We just put our head down and we grinded. So between Kathy and Ashley and kind of all the stuff that we had going on, we just set benchmarks of what we needed to hit every single day. And when we got to the end of the 90 days, I remembered the deadline was there, but I had to be reminded a few times to turn in my numbers and all this kind of stuff, whatever. And I knew we had followed the benchmarks. I knew we had hit our goals, but I really hadn't done the math. And so when we got to the end of it, I don't know what the difference was and what everybody else had, but we were something like a 200% increase, not 25%, 200%. So like 8 times this amount over the course of 90 days. And so it got me thinking, I'm like, man, we always need to be pushing like this 2590. But when it comes to health and fitness and other things, I've been trying to incorporate into my health as well. And I'm just hitting my 90 days now. And this is what I want to report back to you. So 25% could be a combination of everything all together, or it could be one goal aspect. To me, you can't spread your thoughts, too, wide, because then you're going to lose focus of what you're actually trying to hit. So for this example, it was just total physique, everything. So I look back at the end of the 3 months and I look back at my measurements and stuff. And so some of the different things that I've had now is from body weight, I was 211 at the beginning of whatever that would be, January, whatever. Now 197. So that put it down to a 9% loss. Then I went to a body fat percentage. Again, I'm using a digital scale, not pinches, so it's always going to be a little bit different or elevated, but it was 18.9% or something like that, and now I'm down right around 16%. So that's another, I think it was a drop of 14% or 12%, whatever that happens to be. And then the last one, belly, is a huge, anybody who's watched anything of mine for years, all my fat goes to my belly. I'll be lean everywhere and my belly still has, fat on it. So that was the other area. So it went from, it was 37.5 down to 34.5. So that was a 20 something percent increase or decrease, I guess. So I took all those numbers, added them all up, and there it was at 32% total increase between those three metrics over the course of 90 days. So it started getting me thinking of what are your goals? What are the things that you want to do? And when you really start looking at it, say you're a 200-pound person that wants to be 150. 50 pounds is a ton to lose. But if you break it down over 90 days, it's 12 pounds every 90 days. Not so bad. That basically means you have to have 4 pounds every 30 days. And you really start breaking those incremental things down, that turns out to be 1 pound a week. And so while sometimes we face goals that are seem never ending or impossible, if you really just start breaking them down into 3-month components, you're going to hit your goals. And what you might find is if you then, just like I did with knowing that you have to hit 1 pound a week, and if you start hitting these benchmarks, you're actually going to exceed your goals. So here's what I mean by that. My goal weight, I just want to see below 200 every single day. It was something I went to a seminar about 10, 12 years ago, back when I was bodybuilding. I was probably 225, 230. And the speaker goes, I want everybody to raise your hand if you know somebody who's over 70 years old who weighs over 200 pounds. And he goes, I'll wait. And I look around the room, and there's 2,000, 3,000 people in this room. No one knew somebody who was over 70 that was over 200 pounds. that hit here. So I knew as soon as I was done bodybuilding, which I'm not quite done, I'll probably compete in a year or so, but it's been 5 years since I've competed. I need to be at a healthy body weight. So, to me, I always want to see a 1 in that first number. But that means I don't just shoot for 199, because if I have too much water, too much carbs, too much sodium the day before, I'm going to be over 200. So the goal is you need to shoot even beyond that. So a 197 goal gives me a little bit of fluctuation. So if I do have a little bit here and there of slip ups, I'm still under 200. But if my goal is really like 193, 195, I could slip up for a week or two and still not hit that 200. So the whole goal is, like, when you're setting your goals, set it over the course of like 60, 90, 120-day durations. If you're going to follow this plan right here, just do it 90-day durations. You get 4 of them per year, and you get 4 quarters, just like a basketball game, a football game, anything like that. But this is going to give you these chances to break those big goals down into quarters, and then break that into thirds, because you're going from basically your year goal down to 4 quarters, down to individual months, down to individual weeks, down to individual days. Whoa. That's how goals are set, guys. So anyway, find out what you need to hit. Hit your quotas, and if you hit your quotas every single day, you're going to be on track. I heard this about maybe a half year ago or so. Don't set goals. Goals are meant to be failed and lose at, and goals are some mythical thing that we can't ever get. Set quotas, because if you set quotas, you're going to hit them. Quotas are things that you have to hit. If you're going on vacation, you have a quota that you have to leave by 5 p.m. to make your flight, you make your quota. If you have a quota that you have to meet for your job to hit it, you hit your quota. So quotas are something that I want you to refocus on, at least for this lesson here today. Get yourself better 25% in the next 90 days. Set the goal, figure out what it is, take a calculator, take the new number that you want to be, divided by the old number. If it works out to be 0.25 or anything around that range, you got your 25%. If you're not good at math, let's get 25% better over the next 90 days at math. I hope that helps, guys. 7 minutes to kick off your morning with a right mindset. Break your goals down, guys, and you will hit them. Break your quotas down, and you'll hit them.